Well, it's like we're back doing it all over again because we've been down this road before with this next story. New Jersey Democrat Senator Bob Menendez and his wife Nadine are being indicted on corruption-related offenses for the senator's second time in the last few years. Senator and his wife being accused of accepting hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribes in exchange for influence. Prosecutors say the bribes allegedly included gold, cash, home mortgage payments, and a luxury vehicle, plus probably more. Federal agents executed search warrants at the couple's home back in June, discovered almost $500,000 stuffed in envelopes, hidden in clothing, closets, safes, along with bars of gold. Yeah, I'm telling you. Other defendants in the case include his associates who, along with Menendez, are being accused of trying to control the Department of Agriculture's interference in Egypt to benefit themselves and their associates in Egypt. In 2017, Menendez made it through another trial of corruption charges. That case ended in a mistrial over a hung jury. A mistrial over a hung jury after he was accused of accepting more than $600,000 in political contributions from a wealthy ophthalmologist. That involved the Caribbean. I guess he's worldwide in his work. Joining me live now to discuss this, Senior Counsel for the Lawfare Project, Gerard Filitti. Gerard, good to have you back. I guess this guy's equal opportunity. He'll go to the islands. He'll go to Egypt. He'll travel anywhere. Reminds me a lot of Hunter Biden. What do you say about this?
Reading this indictment, I was wondering if they weren't using this as a preamble to Hunter Biden. You're looking at a sitting senator who is receiving money and benefiting a foreign country, in this case, Egypt, which is not exactly the friendliest country to the United States and has a history of Islamist terrorism. So we have a problem here. We have a senator who is not just allegedly corrupt, but he is doing so, he is being corrupt at the behest of a foreign government. This is way more serious than the previous charges against Menendez, which essentially were Medicare fraud. This time he's in the pocket of foreign agents. That's a red flag.
Yeah, so how serious are these charges? Because the last time I thought he was in real trouble. I thought he was going to go down for it, and yet it's a hung jury. He was not acquitted. It was a hung jury. They didn't pursue the case again. If it were you and I, Gerard, they would have pursued the case again. But once again, double standards when it comes to certain members of the political class, in my estimation. These charges, however, seem a lot more serious. I think they took more time here, and they've got a lot more people involved. I think this is a real jam just from what I've read. What do you think?
I absolutely agree with you. Reading the indictment, it reads very serious. The charges are very serious, and the evidence that they're putting out there is pretty damning. You have pictures of the cash. You have the fingerprints of these Egyptian nationals who bribed him on the envelopes, which were found in his custody. You have gold bars, and you have a documented series of meetings that he had and actions that he took as a result of those meetings. So this is very incriminating stuff. The indictment, if the U.S. Attorney's Office proves everything in there, this is Menendez going away. This is not something that he just skates on like he did with the Medicare fraud charges.
Yeah, so here's my question. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, bars of gold for favors for a foreign country. Of course, didn't register as a foreign agent, didn't do any of those things, of course. What does it mean politically? Because we have a Senate that is very closely divided, 51-49. I mean, maybe it gives Chris Christie a place to go because his presidential campaign's not going well. Maybe he can run for Senate in New Jersey. But all kidding aside, what happens here? Who can fill this seat? Do Republicans take advantage of this in the state of New Jersey? Is it possible?
I think it is possible. We see increasingly New Jersey becoming a battleground state. A lot of people here in New Jersey are fed up with over-inclusive government. The social issues that the Democratic agenda is pushing have been turning off a lot of people. So there is a very real chance for a strong Republican like Chris Christie to run. And the Senate will have to make a decision even before this case goes to trial on whether they will strip Menendez of his committee assignment. How can you be the chairman of an all-powerful Senate Committee on Foreign Relations if you're under indictment for criminal activity involving foreign powers? It'll be very interesting to see if the Democrats in the Senate censure him, discipline him, and at least strip him of his committee assignments before this case goes to trial. If they don't, this really opens the door to a challenger.
There's no integrity on the left. They're not going to strip him of anything. They're going to make sure they can whip him into shape and get the votes that they want. Now, one of the maneuvers of politicians that have been similar jams in years past is just retire. His term's over next year anyway, right? If he doesn't run for re-election. Maybe he can find a way to mitigate the charges against him, find some way to skate out the door. I don't know, because like you said, these are pretty serious charges. Trading gold bars for favors with a foreign country, it generally frowned upon, certainly if you're a Republican or an independent. But he could retire, right? He could just walk away.
He could retire. That could be part of a plea deal, pay a large amount in restitution, take some kind of a deal to make this go away and just retire. But then it's not in his character to do so. Who's going to pay him in gold bars if he's not a sitting U.S. senator? I think we will see him fight these charges, claim that he is being targeted because he is he is not a white man, and he will charge that there is discrimination and racism, and he will be charged for death.
When in doubt, throw the race card out. You got it, Gerard. This politics thing is a strange thing to watch, but we do it every day. Gerard, have a terrific weekend, my friend. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
All right. Coming up after the break, Charlie Kirk is welcome to speak at Northern Arizona University, and a small minority of protesters chanted fascist at him. Mainstream media tried to claim he was booed off campus. That could not be further from the truth. Turning Point USA contributor Joe Bob. He's up next here on ABL. That guy.